Hey y'all, I'm gonna be reacting to Kenda Master Hen TV series episode 10. I'll be watching it from High Dive's website, and now I'll be starting my reaction to its last episode, which is sad because I really have enjoyed this series. I'm gonna miss it. But you know what? All things must come to an end, so I'm gonna just enjoy what the last episode has to bring. And you know what? I'm gonna react to it from the start. I'm even with the opening dance because it's the last episode. I'm gonna enjoy this. All right, I'd have like douche. That's if it doesn't have the opening. And yes, the start of the reaction for those who be curious. All right, Ken. Yeah, I'm gonna miss this opening. Yeah. Now, fuck. Ken has them dance moves. I do wonder though, when it comes to this opening, did the animators rotoscope the dancing, or did they just get some footage as inspiration for the animation? That's what I'm wondering. Okay, yeah, McKen's got some flexibility in the opening, but aside from that, oh man, I'm stoked. Here are gonna be my predictions for the last episode. I think in this last episode, I mean, because in thumbnail it looks like Ken-chan turns back into human off of High Dive's thumbnail. So I'm guessing Mitsurugi's got some dance moves too. I'm guessing that he's going to go back to normal, and he's going to probably save the day. My guess is Mitsurugi is going to save him, and I think that's what's going to happen. Then hopefully we'll get some world-saving feats from Ken-chan, and it'll have a happy ending. At least that's what I'm crossing my fingers for. Oh boy, I'm stoked. Oh. All right, now it's back. Yeah. Whew. You know, I would have absolute. I would have. Part of me still believes Mitsurugi hasn't died yet because Tamako, I believe she's dead, but the optimist in me still believes Mitsurugi's alive. Because if I don't see a dead body or his body going to ashes, then to me he's still alive. I don't care what the narrator says. All right, it's back. Okay. Okay, talk about sort of being absolutely ambitious there. But this is nice. It shows you that her ambition knows no bounds. Isn't that kind of sad though? Like fuse and you essentially become a different entity than what you originated from. I just love Sony's voice actors. You can tell she's having fun with this, and honestly she kills her role. Oh, fuck. Okay, I kind of did lose. Okay, I've lost hope in Mitsurugi doing something. He's just fucking dead. Oh, damn. No, honestly, yeah, Mitsurugi's making a point. Would it really be worth it with everything that's been sacrificed? Oh yeah, that's true. You'll have enough. Okay, this Mitsurugi looks way stronger. Oh, snap. Are we getting some growth from Mitsurugi's end? Yeah, it has to be because now he actually spawned himself. Now that is growth right there because in the previous episode it established that it had to be those scientists that awakened Mitsurugi. Now he awakened himself. And that doesn't feel like an asshole because they set this up in episode 5 of the series. Someone needs to slap Ken-chan back into reality. Hopefully it's Mitsurugi. Never thought I'd see the day where I'm rooting for Mitsurugi to defeat Ken-chan. Like, if you ask me, how I thought it was going to go after reacting to episode 1. I was like, oh yeah, I'll be rooting for Kenshin to defeat Mitsurugi. And I was like the polar opposite. Seriously, this girl has like zero chill. I kind of like the visual effect where they have like those multiple images of Saudi. It makes it feel a lot more troopery and visually engaging. And it's something I like about the dance too. It's the dance from like the opening, and I believe it's the dance from the ED. I think the time for words is gone though. I think they're gonna have to settle it with actions and fighting. I'm assuming no one cares about Tamako. Yeah, I had a feeling it was gonna say that because Mitsurugi, when he met with Tamako, oh, that kind of hurts because I really did love Mitsurugi now. Oh. And that has a lot more weight considering we know what his kendama is made out of. Oh. Okay, you can tell the anime is actually going all in this episode because there's a lot more visual effects. I mean, if that's the only way he's got of winning, then he's gonna fucking do. Yo, so they're willing to jump Ken into the garbage can. Hey, Mr. Comedian herself. No, don't stop. Keep on going, Mr. Yes! Yes! Keep that bitch scared! Woo! Oh, man, this is nice. Oh, what? Oh, man. For a second, it scared me that Ken-chan was going to get some kind of power-up. That's kind of sad. That's the picture frame that Tamako had. And kind of sad at the end of the day, the only one that really cared about her was just Mitsurugi because Saori didn't give a shit about her. And Ken didn't really look at her in that light. That's what? What the? I mean, life is unfair. Mitsurugi, he had to do what had to be done. I'm not going to blame him for killing Ken-chan. I mean, he may not understand it now, but I'm sure in the future he'll understand that this is something he had to do. Sometimes when you become an adult, you got to do things that, unfortunately, you don't want to do. I don't know if they were the greatest friends. Tamako was a really good friend. Like, she actually gave a shit about Mitsurugi, but Saudi was kind of a fucked up friend. And Ken, I mean, I guess Ken wasn't a bad friend. He only really started to go off his mentality started to go off a cliff once he started simping really hard for Saudi. It's like, all right. And I mean, Mitsurugi's a voice performer. Actually, he's doing a decent job. Like, you can tell with like the echo in the voice and all that. He is right because yeah, Tamako is right. And that's a good message too. It's like you can't let yourself be beat up by the past. You just got to be able to get back up and be able to withstand whatever obstacles life throws at you. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Oh man, that's what I love about Tobacco. Literally, what I was thinking, she just said it out there. That's some damn good writing. Oh, that's sad. And the song, it really does make the mood sadder. But you know what? I like this because this shows you that this series is going to have consequence in way. Like, it's showing you that going into, showing you that into the finishing stretch, the deaths are going to have weight and permanence. I mean, you might as well enjoy just the small amount of time he's got left with Tamako. Oh, that's kind of dark. That's kind of dark how they're going to fuck around with another universe. Okay, you know what? I like that optimistic ending there. Okay. Oh, no, it's a. But you know what? That actually was a great ending. Actually, you couldn't have really asked for a better ending than this. So here's what I'm going to rate the episode overall. It's a 10 out of 10 episode. What can I say? Because there's plot progression. The way that Saori and Kenchon were stopped was organic and realistic. They weren't killed or destroyed. They were sealed. And they can still go into other universes. So that respects Ken and Saori's strength, because had they been killed, it would have been disrespectful towards those two characters as power feats. But here, you have Mitsurugi beat him organically, and Kenchon and Saori are still alive. It's just that they can run more. I like that. Mixed plot progression, and it's not the series. Like it really is. This last episode. What I really liked about this last episode, aside from all the plot progression, is the fact that it kind of acknowledges, death is going to be permanent. It ain't just, oh yeah, Tamako's going to come back to life. At least I interpret it. She's going to, okay, kind of like I wanted to ask, and you see all these nice shining kendamas. That's actually kind of cute. Actually. Oh, all right. There's no after credits. Damn. But I got credit to the voice cast. Takeshi Maeda did great as Ken. And not just that, but Maki Ito, he did fantastic work in the series as a writer. And damn, he's in the credits like animation, script, original creator. Like Maki Ito and directing too. You landed in it. Your ending for this series was great. It was great. That's all I got to say. So credit to him. Credit to the voice cast. Damn great final episode. This series surpassed my expectations. And here's something I like about the last episode. The message. Like the message of the last episode was, even though you go through hardship, you got to be able to get back up and stand up after you're thrown into the floor, because that's just life. That's something that you have to do. So that's why I really, really dig about this episode in particular, because that's a message that's relatable. Because when you're down, you want to give up, but sometimes you just got to be able to get back up sometimes. You just gotta. And there's something I really, really dig about this episode too. I like the fact that when it mentions how they want, when Saudi can want to do the Kendama project in a different universe, I like the fact that you can see Ken and Saudi go through a big metamorphosis because they mentioned they want to try the project, but this time with Tamako and Mitsurugi assisting them. So it does show you at the end of the day, even though they kind of lost themselves in becoming savages, I like the fact this episode shows you that they've learned from the error of their ways. And here's something else I like about this last episode. And yeah, I've been watching it, certain bits of it. Yeah, this episode sort of acknowledges that. I just want to make sure, just be sure. Yeah, Tamako's dead. Because it even says that the Tamako there is just an embodiment of Mitsurugi's thoughts given form through his kendama. So yeah, Tamako's death is actually pretty permanent. That's kind of sad, but that also makes the ending of the series better because this series, in the first few episodes, took death lightly, but eventually death was giving serious weight, permanence, finality. So having to see that Tamako is completely dead and what Mitsurugi's interacting with isn't Tamako, but just is pretty much just an image of her, and that's it. Not really the genuine article. I kind of like that because it shows you how ballsy the writing is. Like, this series doesn't go for a Disney-esque ending. We're like, oh yeah, everything is fine. No, this series has guts, conviction to kill off a likable character like Tamako permanently. And that's where I gotta give respect to the last episode. That's what makes this last episode's writing so good. Had an amazing message, plot progression. It resolves everything naturally. It ends in the way where if like the series never gets more episodes, then it's like, hey, perfect ending. But if it gets more episodes, it's open-ended because literally it could explore so many routes. Now, Mitsurugi's mental state. It could explore maybe Kenshin and Saori going into like a different universe. Like, there's so many dang elements that they could work with. So that's why I thought the ending was masterful. From a character standpoint, it shows a lot of growth because it shows you that this episode, yeah, Tamako, I should say Kenshin and Saori, this episode pretty much shows us that at the end of the day, they actually did give a shit about Tamako and Mitsurugi. It's just they got power hungry. But like how eventually they realized, yeah, maybe in a different universe, it'd be best to have those two on their side. It shows you that the times they spent with those two, it had meaning for them. It's just that in the last few episodes, they became corrupted. That's all. I like this. And I do like the fact how this series does show you that Saori was willing to throw Kenshin under the bus to try to get spared from Mitsurugi. I fucking love shit like that. It made for a nice and more powerful and poignant sequences in the episode. Because that was nice seeing how Saori had all this confidence. Then when that confidence was gone, it's like, oh. My mom was thinking, yeah, get wrecked, bitch. So, yeah, that was another great bit from a character standpoint because it only made the downfall of Saori. Well, I wouldn't say downfall, being like more being sealed, which, yeah, you could say it's a downfall. And made it all the more satisfying. So that's what I adored about this episode from a character standpoint. Seeing her desperation. Seeing how this episode didn't go backwards on Ken. Like, when he turned evil, he stayed evil, and I freaking loved it. And I also love that bit with Mitsurugi, too, where at the end of the day, even though Ken and Saori did fucked up things, it shows you how much of a kind-hearted man he was, and still seeing them as his friends was beautiful. I love that. And it shows you his fortitude, too, because I love how he was taught by Tamako not to give up. And and that's how he was able to prevail. But at the same time, it shows you the psychological damage he's gonna have to deal with for the rest of his life, because this episode even acknowledges that Tamako, she is dead. But Mitsurugi is in such a messed up mental state that he had to make an embodiment of his thoughts on Tamako, and that had to be given form to make that Tamako image pretty much project outside of his freaking kendama. So I love how this series is realistic. Like, if you really look at the ending, it was well done and it was cleanly done, but the characters, some of them took damage. Like, Tamako's straight up dead, and Mitsurugi, if you look at it, he is psychologically, in a way you could say he's psychologically broken if you really break it down. So that really makes it sad, but at the same time it's realistic, because let's just be real. Like, ever since the series showed off that Saori was evil, there was no way the series is going to have a completely happy ending. Like, the ending is bittersweet. But that's something I like about the series. It shows you that throughout the events that Mitsurugi went through, he didn't get out of this clean. Like, anyone in Mitsurugi's spot would be emotionally destroyed. And I thought that was realistic, that he was emotionally destroyed. So that's something else that added an extra layer to the episode. Seeing the psychological damage that he took. At least that's how I interpreted it in the last episode. But at the same time, it shows you, even though he took psychological damage, he still had the strength not to give up. And he was able to still defeat Ken-chan and Saori, which is still an epic, praiseworthy feat. Nothing to be ashamed about there at all. Like, our boy, he achieved a lot. And I could say I'm proud of Mitsurugi as a character. Now, let me go on to my thought, because I already mentioned my thoughts on the script. Maki Ito did an amazing job in writing these characters. From an animation standpoint, gotta admit, the effects work was actually pretty good from standards of the series. Like, having the multiple images of Saori look pretty decent. For an animation production that doesn't have a high budget, the animators, they made it work. And seeing like the dancing was nice. It gave this final confrontation a bit more gravitas. Or like the distorted colors when Mitsurugi did the ceiling, or even like the sudden look on Tamako's face was hell. They had, those bits had power. And that's why overall, if I had to rate the episode, oh, and the voice acting was amazing. Can't forget about the voice acting. And that's why if I had to rate the episode overall, I got to give it a straight up a 10 out of 10. Like, the episode was absolutely phenomenally done. Like, you couldn't have asked for a better ending for this series. You just couldn't have. And on top of that, let me give off my rating in this series. This series, if I had to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being abysmal, 5 being average, and 10 being exceptional, I'm going to give this series straight up a 7 out of 10. This series was good, which is one of the biggest shockers for me for this season. That, because going in, the first 3 episodes, yeah, they weren't the best showing of the series, but man, this series wrote the ship magnificently from episodes 4 to 10, and it became a good series. And that's what I like about this series. It's like, it didn't have the highest budget, yet Maki Ito and the animation production stuff, they made it work, and I love that. I love that passion. So that's why overall I had to give this series a positive, above average rating, because not only was the story well written, because you had twists like Mitsurugi's backstory, Saori's twist and being evil, like all that stuff was awesome. I gotta say, something else that also really impressed me about this series was the character development. How Mitsurugi went from, his main goal was just defeating Ken-chan, to eventually he became friends with him and Tamako and Saori, and he started to care about them. He became more than just a guy who wanted to kill Ken-chan, afterwards being psychologically damaged. But that was a great arc for Mitsurugi. Ken-chan was a great character too. This series foreshadowed his evilness, but eventually though, eventually we got payoff for that when Ken-chan became evil in the last 2 episodes. And it was foreshadowed that Ken-chan was kind of evil, because even when I was reacting to some of the previous episodes, I was like, yeah, some of the stuff Ken-chan was doing was kind of evil. So this episode gave us, the series gave us narrative payoff for that. So Ken-chan's arc was great. Sodi's evil turn was well done. Tamako was a great level-headed character. And while I guess the animation wasn't the greatest for a low-budget series, it did great. Maki Ito did great with the directing. And everyone else in the team did great with the low budget. Voice acting was great, and that's what overall I love the series. But anyways, right before I'll say thank you very much to everyone for watching my video. Hope y'all ready to share, comment, subscribe. Great job, Maki Ito and the team behind Kenda Master Ken TV series. And whichever work y'all do, I'm definitely going to be interested in watching y'all's next work, because this is some great stuff. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, nights, y'all. And a fantastic day also. Bye-bye, everyone.